pundits calling this the most dangerous gym in America. Is it really that dangerous, or is it all just hype? We're about to find out. So this episode right here is featuring Will Tennyson and Heidi Abdel and some other individuals. I can't remember their names. Nonetheless, we're gonna watch this video. We're gonna see if this gym's really that dangerous or if it's all just hype. At the same time, would I recommend working out like this? What do I think about the workout style? We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. But let's continue the video.
Since I'm working out with the guys today, I wanted to ask Haddy if there's anything I should know before the workout begins.
There's unspoken rules between
They got some rules established.
Right? If I sat down in between my sets, somebody would come check me. Yo, don't sit down in this gym. Another thing usually is hoodies. Like they want you to have a hoodie on. It's not a vanity show. No jewelry. There's another one. Really the shorts. Unc don't like the shorts. That's Unc rules. No closing your eyes during sets.
No closing your eyes.
Said it right there. We're gonna see why you can't close your eyes during sets. I thought that was weird, how they're telling him to keep his eyes open. But then as I think about it, when I'm working out, I don't really think about moments where my eyes are ever closed when I'm pushing through a lift. I'm pretty sure my eyes are open. I never thought about it. So I think it's kind of weird, but nonetheless, let's see what he has to say.
The concept behind that is like, if you're ever in an altercation or a situation where you're never gonna close your eyes, otherwise you can't see. So when you're fighting, you keep your eyes open. No getting on your knees when you get up from a push-up. So if you're doing push-ups, can't get on your knees to get up. You get from the push-up, put your leg up and stand up. Okay. Those are pretty much all of them, bro. All right.
First of all, Will got a Unc and Haddy shorts. Where the fuck is the hoodie at? No.
Do you have a spare hoodie? I shaved my legs for you.
Get that.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Go! He stops guys. He stops you work.
See, I'm all about the intense workouts, but for me personally, it kind of takes the fun out of it when you got a drill sergeant involved. Like if we're gonna work out as like the homies or we're gonna work out together, it is what it is. But there's not really like somebody who's kind of telling somebody else what to do. Like if I'm training with some friends, shit, sometimes we might even split up and regroup. That's just us. The drill sergeant thing kind of takes the fun out of it, but at the end of the day, he's going into their world. So let's see.
50 reps, second set. Hopefully that means 25 the next set.
Everybody's going to die today.
Everybody's gonna die today. That's the mentality. So sometimes it be like that. People just get down with that type of vibe, you know. They go in for blood, like every workout's a war to them. It's not for everybody. That's all I gotta say. Do you have to train like that? Should that be your mentality? Not necessarily, but for some people it's what works. But I guess everybody's gonna die today. Let's see.
Down, go. Ah! You gotta stop going. Get up. Yeah. Get up. Yeah.
Off balance. So you know what this reminds me of is West Side Barbell. That one super intense gym. I think it like blew up maybe early 90s or so. Someone let me know. But West Side Barbell was a super intense gym and it's just hardcore. You know, I've heard some crazy stories from there. But a lot of times it doesn't end well for people. So like, I'm just gonna cue this video from West Side Barbell real quick. It's from this documentary they got that you actually can find on Netflix. So check out the West Side Barbell doc on Netflix. But definitely the way they train makes me think of that, but it doesn't always end well. So check this.
I managed to break my back again in 1981. I tried a heavy squat in a power rack. I missed it, I dumped it forward, but I put the pins too low. So it pinned me between the box and the bar.
He had broken the same L5 vertebrae from 1973.
At that point, I said, I'm not going to quit lifting, but I better find a better way.
Louis wasn't the only one fighting off injuries.
The lifters I saw, they were starting to get beat up. A lot of very strong guys, but he didn't last.
That's what happens. Like, you can go in for war for blood and like just beat yourself up, but there is a balance because if you're not training right, you probably hurt yourself and you're not going to be in it for the long run. Me personally, I like to get in the gym. I like to be hardcore and whatnot, but I also focus on other things with my mobility, my flexibility. I want to keep on doing it, if that makes sense. Sometimes when I feel certain pains, I know I just got to back off. Somebody might say that's a weak mentality, but I'm just thinking I lost the battle, not the war. That's just me though.
50 fucking down! I worked 24 hours straight, had a fucking fire, and came here to this shit. I can't make excuses, so you can't either. 50 fucking down. Now I'm mad. Now we gonna go heavier. Come on.
that drill sergeant shit, man.
Do your count. It's not taking a rest break, bro.
60.
Yo, you owe an extra 20.
Now you owe 20 for the stop.
Yeah, what are you doing? Let me get 40, man.
Let me get 80, man. Let me get 100.
It's that money, dog.
Done?
See, that's what I'm saying. To me, that's how you could get hurt. You know, it's not much control, but here we are.
Because the thing is, Unc is like 270 pounds, and he expects you to just match his weight.
Basically, for all the sets, Unc goes first. He feels the set and weight, and then when he's done, he tells us the reps we need to hit. Sometimes, if we're lucky, he'll cut a deal where he drops the weight, but adds some reps.
Here's my thing with that. It's like, that's cool and all, but it's kind of not fair. Like, if I'm training with some buddies, and let's say I know I'm throwing up more weight than them, but I'm telling them to keep up, and I'm expecting them to throw up the weight I'm doing, it's not necessarily fair. And if someone who could do more than me came and humbled me that way, you know, that's how it would be. So, like, I feel like if that's the case, and that's what he's doing, that's what Unc's doing, is just like, he decides the weight, he decides the workout. It's kind of just a workout that may work for him, but is it working for everybody else is the first question. And the second thing is like, if someone came who can outwork him and had him doing that, would he go along with it or would he just stop? You know, so it's like, it's easy when you're the one leading, but like, would he be good at following too? You know, or is it just his workouts? You know, we'll find out. But like, that's my thing, is like, why is he the one choosing everything? Are you my coach today, or are we working out together? Because to me, there's a difference, you know?
Chill! One more! Let's go! Big breath! Come on! Big breath! Get up! Get up! Way to fight!
Okay? They're motivating them, that's good. There's some positivity.
Do push-ups!
I've never done so many reps. I thought there was no hope. Like, those are terrifying.
Don't seem so great though.
I feel like a fight or flight was activated on those sets. Holy fuck. Yeah. You almost got it. So
That was impressive.
Hold up. If you play that back, he seemed like he was kind of fine. Then when dude comes in, starts breathing deeper, and he's like just worse off for some reason. But he was speaking to the camera just fine a second ago. To me, I think he sprinkled a little bit of drama in here. You know, like making certain things a little bit over dramatic. Cause literally, let me play it back.
I feel like a fight or flight
Dude's talking just fine.
was activated on those sets. Holy fuck. Yeah. You almost got it. So
And then homie comes in and he's like, ah, shit. You know? It's like, where's all that coming from? But I don't know. Maybe it just caught him off guard.
I'm starting to feel a little bit like, honestly, emotional. As weirdly as that sounds out for my set, I feel like once I racked the squats, I almost kind of wanted to cry.
And that may sound crazy, but I feel like I've done certain lifts or like really went above and beyond, and when I was done, it is an emotional feeling. You know what I'm saying? I've had that before. That's not far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that moment. There've been times where like cranked out 1,000 pull-ups or like 1,000 tricep extensions, little things like that, but like where I would do them, and then when I'm done, I'm just like, it's almost a feeling like, damn, man, I think my body feels but in a good way. And it's kind of emotional, so I can understand that.
But I don't think I've ever pushed myself like this. Ever. Ever. For sure. Like, nothing comes close.
Put that shit the fucking back. Put that shit the fucking back.
Talk about it. He gets hyped. Yeah, sometimes you need that energy. I don't mind that.
You surrounded with savages, so you turned into one. If you can't do it by yourself, like Unc said, get a group, you gonna go farther.
We do this shit to stay alive. We're from a fucking community that's ravaged with death and violence. This is a part of our rehab, this is a part of our physical, mental therapy, and it's a part of our job to stay the fuck alive.
For a second, but there you have it right there. You know, everyone trains for a different reason. Clearly, they're not just training for physique to look a certain way or necessarily to be healthy. You know, to me, it seems like it's more of the mental factor, you know, and how they carry themselves and Like you said, this is just for them to stay alive. Like, that's how they look at it. They want to be always ready, you know? So maybe this is what works for them, but I'm gonna let them finish talking.
Fear is a fucking option. You gotta be able to turn fear off and get that shit done. Because you don't know what the fuck you can do until you do it, and that's, you just did that.
Still not sentimental, man.
They got on the full place with chained and did a double. That wasn't on the fucking to-do list today, but you got it done. That's why we train the way we train. We don't train within the realm of everybody else. We do what the fuck we want to do because that's how we survive. At the end of the day, I gotta go fight for it. At the end of the day, he's by himself. He gotta be able to take on all types of shit in the social media world. He's a young business owner, he's Arabic, he's Muslim, so he's taking on a lot of different type of racial disparities, and he gotta fight them shits off. Instead of being ignorant out there, he's aggressive in here. If you got the discipline to survive in here, you have the discipline to survive out there. Because everyday life is a fucking test. When the people that don't like you, people that want to get you fired for your job, people that's jealous of you, and the minute you react or overreact, you're shot, you're done.
You're fucking psychotic. Tell me more.
So let me say, this is their reason for doing this type of training. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews online. Why did Will post this? This is terrible. This is a form of abuse. This is not healthy ways of working out, and he shouldn't share this with the youth, right? And some people are also thinking, no, this is hardcore, and this is the mentality. At the end of the day, what I'm gonna say is, they're all adults. You know, the rules are broken down to him. He knew what he was getting into. This is how they train at that gym. This is their mentality. They don't just do it to get on a bodybuilding stage. They don't do it because they want to move the most weight, right? They have their own eternal battle that they're fighting. So at the end of the day, I gotta respect that. Would I recommend it? No. I don't think that's for everybody. At the end of the day, to be strong, healthy, mobile, and have longevity with lifting, you don't need to work out like that. You don't need to have that mentality. But different strokes for different folks. Some people handle things differently. So some people need that. In this case, maybe these individuals got to get into that gym and got to go to war. And that's how they're able to survive when they're outside of the gym. So do I think it's a terrible way of training? Not exactly. I think it's pick your poison. Do I think that's the way to go for longevity? Nope. I wouldn't do it. But I will say, I think they're going to get a lot more hype because a lot of people are going to want to test them. They think they're the most dangerous gym. And a lot of people are going to want to pull their card. So I think they're actually going to blow up and it's going to get even crazier. I'm curious to see who's going to go there. I wonder if I'd even be able to hang. I'm curious. Like if I were invited or if I was interested, would that work out? Would I actually go and try a workout? I can tell you one thing. I wouldn't do it for a long period of time. But for one time, just to try it out, I might give it a go. So if you guys like this content, you want to see more of it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.